Hello everybody and welcome to yet another live stream here today. We're back at it again, fellas. Ow. So we're playing some Left 4 Dead 2. This is pretty much just what we're going to be doing the whole stream. So we're going to be doing this for about 2 hours. Probably 2 hours, I'd say. Possibly. I'm going to wait for everybody to join in here. And then, test my audio. So we're playing some Left 4 Dead 2. Alright, just making sure it works. Cool. Alright, and then I'll probably decrease the volume if it's too loud on either my voice or especially the game, since this game is unbelievably loud all the time. So we're just going to hop straight into it. I'm going to go to Blood Harvest just because I played the previous 2 campaign levels, and I've been playing with 2 Dandanon characters and then 2 Danganronpa characters, so I just want to continue off their quote-unquote little story. And just wrap things up. So I don't really have much to say for this stream, or much to talk about per se. I mean, I technically have a good amount to talk about, since I just finished Dandanon. I'm thinking about starting new shows, and most importantly, I have a lot of video ideas that I've come up with. But the biggest thing is just, I need to freaking, I don't know. I need to be able to think. 1 second, fellas. Let me get something.
The emergency band was talking about a military outpost just north of here.
Yeah, I heard that too.
We just need to find the train tracks and then follow them.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Alright. Let me grab an axe, shotgun, and that's where we're going to start.
Here, take this.
Let me just click on something real quick. Let me see. There we go. Alright, just pulling that up for later. Alright, cool. Let me test my audio again. Alright, you grab an axe, shotgun, and that's all. Alright, just making sure. Not sure if the game is too loud, but here, I'll decrease it a little bit since. There we go. This is Left 4 Dead, so the volume is always too loud no matter what you put it at. Heck, you could mute the volume and you can still feel vibrations. I wish I was kidding about that, but it's true. One thing I don't like about this, though, decreasing the volume for stream, is I can't hear squat when that happens. So I can't hear the zombies sometimes when they're running up. Like, I can hear them when they're in my face, obviously, but I can't hear the direction they're coming from, and it throws off my equilibrium. But I guess I have to adapt to it. Bro, also, that's another thing, jockey. Okay, yep, everybody on top of me. That's great, everybody and their cat. Got a smoker, hunter, jockey, spitter too. Okay, I don't know where all these special infected are coming from, but I can't hear them is the problem.
This way.
Yeah, I can't hear them with the decreased volume. Hopefully the volume's good for stream, because it really sucks to play with. I talked about this before. I can't connect up a headset while simultaneously having my mic connected, because there's not enough ports on my laptop. So I mean, I do know one way to do it, but the thing I'm scared of is if I'm wearing headphones and my mic isn't connected to my headphones and everything, I don't want to be like screaming and not realize that I'm talking super loud. Oh my. I'm having a bad time. I'm already about to bang my hand against my freaking desk very angrily. Man, I can't see squat. Nobody's in chat yet. Man, screw this. I'm increasing the volume. I gotta be able to hear. Actually, better idea. I'm going to increase the volume for me, but not for you. There we go. Should have thought of it. Thought of it now. We're fine. Alright, cool.
Safe house, let's go!
Oh, and there's a safe house. Oh, nice.
Take this. For Christ's sake, people, get in!
Yeah, hurry up. Jesus. It's always freaking Ira's the last one in the safe house. I love that theme. Oh, and there's a safe house. Oh, nice. Alright, I'm just watching over the audio. I'm always, with Left 4 Dead 2, I'm always scared the audio is going to be too loud. So then I always play the stream through a different device just to see. But we're good still. Dude, freaking Ira didn't even take any damage. I took all the damage. Well, I'm fine with that, though, because I can always recover. The AI has trouble doing so. So I'll just use these up, I guess. There you go, Kaede. Alright, we got a pipe here, frying pan. I'll take this.
Weapons over here!
I'll keep the axe. I like the axe. The thing with the sidearm pistol is it's just not good. I mean, like, yeah, it's helpful at times, but the reload speed is just, I mean, it's egregious. With the melee weapons, you don't have to reload. And so if you have a good melee weapon, then it makes everything better. Oh, God. I hear a smoker. What the heck was that? Alright, through here. Oh, I remember this level. I haven't played Blood Harvest in a little bit, but I remember it now. I actually played it on stream already. I mean, not that that's like a bad thing. Left 4 Dead 2 has only so many maps. Why do I gotta reload? Didn't I just do that? Oh, let's go. Why is there a smoker right there, bro? Why is there a smoker? I'm getting mad already. Was it through here? I think it was.
The right way.
I'll keep this. You're a boomer. You're a boomer. Yup, got him.
Reloading.
Red dot him. Molotov. Oh, Hunter.
Reloading.
Sorry, shot you. Oh, somebody joined the stream. What's up? I'm not sure who that is, though. Is it WX, Pedro, Yukari? Who's it gonna be? I wonder if any of them besides WX are even awake right now. Or, I know they're awake, but are they even, like, paying attention to YouTube right now? Or is it too late? I really hope it's not too late. God hope it's not too late. Well, I feel like I'm already failing on YouTube, so I'd rather not do that too. Why is he yelling? Oh, there you go, Pedro. What's up, man? It's good to see you. Oh, we got some other people joining as well. Guys, we're a tiny bit late to the party, but I mean, not much was really going on. It's not too late. That's good. I was scared everybody already packed up and, I don't know, pack their blankies for the night or something. Alright, let me heal myself. So, for the, just so you know, Pedro, for the coming video, the background gameplay is Left 4 Dead, and I have the same cast of characters as I do here. So this is like the it's kind of cool, but you haven't seen the videos, so it's not as cool to think about. But this is like the continuation of the background gameplay for these characters. It's these characters escaping and getting to safety. So, I don't know. I think it's cool. What the heck is that? Okay, just had a weird sensitivity bug, I think. Just close the door behind us? Come on. Don't do that. Alright, let me go this way.
Weapons over here!
Dude, the AI moves so unpredictably in this game. It's really hard to tell what direction they're going in until you've already shot them on accident. Oh, crap. Where are all these people with Letterman jackets coming from? You know what I mean? We're in the middle of the woods. Alright, dodging the witch. How's your day going, Pedro? We're, one person I do know that's going for sure, that's going to be on here, is WX. He's going to be joining us this time. I actually specifically streamed at this time for him to join because he was working all day and all that nonsense. So I say nonsense, not really nonsense, but like all that stuff. This is going to trigger an alarm, isn't it? No, okay. It had a light over the door, so I just assumed the worst.
Reloading!
I'd rather take the melee attack than the acid. Oh, dang! Okay, that was actually pretty sweet. It didn't count as my kill for some reason, but I did just basically chop the hunter in half with an axe, so that was pretty cool. Mid-air. Just bomb yourself? What was that? My day has been good. You? Well, I'm not sure if you saw my I almost said poll. Not sure if you saw my post or not, but I spent just about 7 hours working on a video and got a third of the way done with it. Isn't that amazing? So if you do the basic math, that means that it's probably going to take me another 8 hours to finish the video if I'm doing, it depends on how much I'm doing. So if I devote every single minute of my time tomorrow to finishing that video, I'll probably get it done in like 5 hours. So, yeah, anyways, that's really demoralizing, because I know, as a matter of fact, that video, not that many people are going to see it. At most, at absolute best, if I pray to every god that ever existed in the world, in world history, then I would probably get 900 people that see it, which, that's really good. I hope it's 900. It's not going to be 900. That's the thing. Suck it. So, as a result of it not being 900, all I'm hoping for is that it isn't less than 100. If it's more than 100, I feel like it's worth my time. Even if it, you know what? Even if it's 90, if it's more than 90, or it's 90 or higher. 90 or higher is good. We like that number. Because then I know people are seeing the video. When I get some crap... Hang on, things are getting hectic. What I was saying, though, was when I see a video I spent God knows how many hours on, and it gets 20 views, you know my reaction to that? Wow, what a waste of my time. And it sucks because I can be really passionate about making a video and really excited to make one, and then I get the video, or I do the video, and then it gets, nobody sees it, you know? Bro, why are there this many zombies? I remember having this complaint last time I played this map. Is this like an infinite horde or something? Where am I even supposed to go? Clearly not up here.
Fire in the hole!
Oh, here we go.
Up there!
I hear a hunter. Oh my god, come on! Clearing the way.
Let's go!
Alright, I'm surprised I even made it.
Reloading!
Alright, come on, get in here. Kaede, what are you doing? Get in here. There we go. I kind of feel the same way for video making. Yeah. That's what Pedro said. I'm pointing it out for in case anybody sees this in the future, this stream, as in video form, because they can't read the chat as a video. But obviously, in person, it's only you in chat right now. So I don't know where Yukari, Austin, and all them are at. The only one I know for sure will be here is WX. That's assuming, of course, he doesn't fall asleep in the next 10 minutes or something before joining. But I supremely doubt that, since I specifically timed this for him, in fact. Let's see, I want to do stop motion, but because I actually love doing it. Right, and that's the best kind of video, is one you love doing. Except that's the kind of video that doesn't exist on the internet anymore, is one that you love doing. The videos that everybody hates doing are the ones that gets attention, which is... I mean, it's really sad how negativity has completely consumed pretty much all forms of media. Everything's got to be depressing and remind you the world sucks. People can't sit back and relax. And it's like, I'm pretty negative. But there's a reason I basically focus on a positive medium for what I look at. So, for example, what I mean by that is romance is a positive medium. It is inherently, every detail about it, at least ideally, is positive.
Reloading!
And so, because of that,
Bill's here!
I'm able to basically focus on a form of media that indulges itself in happiness rather than in everything sucking. That's why when things suck, I really dislike it. Like with Origairu. I don't want things to be depressing. Why would I want my romance story to be depressing and make me upset? Bro, I swear to God, there's a horde every freaking 2 minutes. How is there... Okay, I didn't even shoot the... in fact, didn't even shoot a gun off. I just want to talk, and I'm getting interrupted by freaking car alarms and nonsense. Get out of my way, Tubby. I don't know where I'm freaking going, dude. Bro, you think we were on expert difficulty with how many hordes we're getting? Alright. Now I gotta figure out where I'm going before I continue talking. Alright, here we go.
There's a witch around here. We can get around.
I'm thinking about just pausing the game and talking, because this is getting on my nerves, having one thing after the next pop up out of nowhere. So, you see, I've been getting screwed with for so long, I saw that come... What? How is the witch angry? Nobody even got near her. I'm just gonna pick a different map. We can talk now? I guess we can, yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying. Let me get back on my train. Once I get interrupted, I'll never come back to what I was thinking before. Right. That's why I focus on doing romance anime, things related to romance, is specifically because it is so much happier and so much more entertaining than every other form of medium possible. I mean, yeah, sure. I meant media, not medium. Sorry. Yeah, sure. Action and fight scenes are cool and all, and Star Wars with warfare everywhere is awesome. You know, there's always constantly a conflict, hundreds of thousands fighting each other, but at the end of the day, you don't want to constantly be reminded that reality sucks, right? And so romance is like the ultimate placement, in my opinion, for things not sucking. Now, I specifically do romance anime because regular romance media sucks. It is garbage. If Hollywood is making a romance, 9 out of 10 times it's going to suck. And even a 90% chance is too low. It's more like 95 or 98%. I'd say 98% probably. I actually can't think of an example of something Hollywood made where the romance was good. And so, anyways, anime is the way to go in terms of romance. But I like romance because it is the way I can spread positivity. Now, spreading positivity isn't really in my nature, but I like to extend that nature because I think nature's stupid. So, what I like to do with YouTube is I like to make videos that I'm passionate about so I can express that and so I can entertain others and make others want to wake up and get on the internet and take a look at what's going on. What I don't want to do, however, is make videos that make me miserable, make other people miserable, that kind of thing, just because it gets views. And that's a problem I think we've fallen into, is the world glorifies misery. It does. It glorifies misery. Every last thing you see in media is meant to scare you, make you feel depressed, affirm your negative thoughts. Every last thing is meant to do that, because guess what? It gets the most attention. Everybody has gone through negative experiences. Not everybody has gone through positive experiences. And so because everybody has gone through negative experiences, guess what? You get a higher percentage of people. For example, everybody has experienced being broke at some point, and except for like top 1% of people. Well, guess what? That's 1%. You know what the rest is? 99%. Well, 99% is a higher number, obviously, so therefore you get more views. And it works the same way. You could think of YouTube as one gigantic poverty line, essentially. Most people are on the poverty line in this case, or are just so screwed there's not even words for it. We are in that spot right here. Let's see, Austin says, speaking of spreading positivity, did y'all see the real-life superhero stuff I sent? I did see that, in fact. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That one guy looked like Vigilante from Peacemaker. So anyways, yeah, but with videos, I'm trying real hard. I'm doing absolutely everything I can. Every last detail, everything I can do. Every detail, every stutter, every or like, I cut it out of the video. I am going full perfectionist with every single video, and most of the time it just doesn't matter. And that's one of the things that I always think of with my old videos. I'd always see these comments talking about the camera quality, talking about, what else, audio quality, talking about, you know, oh, you should do this, you should do that. The big thing, the kicker is, what does that stuff matter? You know what it does? Nothing. It does nothing. You know why it does nothing? Because if nobody is seeing the video, period, the quality doesn't even exist. It's a metaphorical concept. It doesn't... It's dust in the wind, right? You guys ever seen the beginning of The Wolf on Wall Street? Wolf of Wall Street. Sorry, I'm tired, got 6 hours of sleep. I've been working on stuff all day. Forgive that. You guys ever seen the beginning of The Wolf of Wall Street? Okay, the scene where he's talking with Matthew McConaughey's character, and they're talking about, I believe, the stock market, or at least the general conversation topic they're having is related to their job. Okay, they're talking about what their job is at Wall Street, which is essentially to screw the consumer. That's what he's talking about. That whole scene right there, that is what I'm talking about. That is the perfect representation of what I'm saying and how I'm explaining this, is that quality is meaningless. People like to tell you, I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like top 5 movies. Like some people really, really like it. But I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Anyways, that's not my point. Point being, quality does not matter. Every time I watch one of those videos that is talking about, hey, here's how you can go from 0 views to 200 views. Like, obviously that stuff's clickbait. But the explanations, they're all the same. Every last one of them is the same. You have to play into the algorithm. You have to do this. You have to do that. Every single thing they explain is impossible to do from the standpoint of having nothing. Basically, what this is Reaganomics. YouTube is Reaganomics. Okay? If you're so hungry, why don't you get a job? Well, that's funny, coach. I can't get a job. You know why? Because I'm homeless and they don't want a homeless guy working there. Well, why am I homeless? Because I can't get a job. It's a circle. It goes in a circle. And that's how entertainment works as well. I can't get people to see my stuff if it doesn't even appear. It's like trying to turn on a device that won't turn on. Let's take headphones, for example. You always call somebody up. Let's say you call up tech support. You call up tech support, you say, hey, my headphones aren't working. Oh, we're sorry to hear that, sir. We're going to help you fix that here today. And you know what they start with? Did you try turning it on and back off? Or turning it off and back on? And, vice versa. Well, that's funny. It doesn't turn on in the first place. Period. It doesn't turn on. So, your first step, your advice to me, is, did you try doing the thing you tried doing before calling me? Well, yes, I did. That's why I called you. Okay, that didn't work. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. We're going to defer you to a specialist. And you know what the specialist tells you? The same thing. Well, sir, it looks like we can't fix that, but we can turn it into the store. When you turn it into the store, we'll take a look and we'll fix it. How much does it cost to fix it? Well, $300. Well, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to kiss my rear. So, now let's relate this to YouTube, shall we? We're going on a full rant. You read the title of this stream. You know what this was about. So, in relation to YouTube. Hi, sir. How can we help you today? Well, my channel isn't getting any views. Oh, we're sorry to hear that, sir. We're going to fix that for you today. So, first things first, did you try uploading a video? Why, yes, you fool. I did try uploading a video. Well, that's, we're glad to hear that, sir. That should be the first step into getting views. How many views do you get? Oh, well, 10. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay, next thing. Did you try improving your thumbnail? Yes. In fact, I actually used the same thumbnail as somebody else. Okay? Oh, well, that would be why. Did you try changing it? Yes, 4 times. Okay, yes. There's a problem here. It looks like the thumbnail isn't it. You go through all this stuff. You loop it through. The title, the thumbnail, the contents of the video, the length of the video, what you're describing in the video, how you lead the video, how you end the video. Do you have an intro? Do you have an outro? Do you not have those things? How does your voice sound? I'm going down to the molecular level. How does your voice sound during the video? I figure maybe people don't like it when my voice sounds higher pitch. In real life, my voice is pretty freaking deep. But over the microphone, I notice it tends to increase the pitch of my voice. So what I end up doing is a lot of the time I have to deepen my voice whenever I'm making a joke. Because people tend to take jokes, I guess, better when it's with a deeper voice. I don't really understand. My point being, if I have to think about the pitch of my voice to get views on a video, there's a problem with your system. It don't work. It don't work at all. Okay? And let's look at some other angles for things as well. Alright? You guys can feel free to leave messages or comment on what I'm saying or whatever you want to do, or you can sit and listen. It's all fair game. So let's take a look at some other stuff. Tell me, how many people on the internet do you see that do certain things? So let me take an example from one of my videos. Let's take let's see. What if the SCP Foundation were in the Rascal Does Not Dream universe? Let's take that video. How many people have you seen that have done that? Well, I can tell you because I researched it before I did the video to make sure I wasn't copying someone. The answer is 0 people. 0. It is nil, nothing, zada. So, how many views do you think I got on that video? Despite the fact that Rascal Does Not Dream is not only one of the most popular anime, one of the most popular romance anime especially, and SCP is also extremely popular, and I combine the two of them, and the whole video is well thought out, detailed, and I'm not just talking crazy. The whole thing is explained and laid out clearly. How many views do we think I got on that video? Anybody have any questions? Any guesses? Anything? 56 views? That's cute, Pedro. Yeah, I would assume the same thing. You know how many you got? 56. Huh. Funny, he looked at the channel and he knew how many it was. Right. 56. Now. How many did the recent video get? Most recent, I mean. 48. Now, let me tell you guys something. For me, when I look at 56, I say, hey, that's not my worst. It could be worse. When I look at another video, this is one of my highest ones for a regular. This might actually be my highest regular video. Oh, wait. No, it'd be second highest, I think. Yeah, second highest. And it's the Kaguya-sama is back, but it's anime original. When I see 960, I say, whoa. That is fantastic. I am doing a good job. I am growing. Things are going swell. YouTube's throwing me a bone. Then I see the next video, 171 views. I say, well, it must be my fault because I didn't upload right after the previous video. I ruined my momentum. Then I see I get 48 on the next one. I say, well, that video wasn't too great. I'm not too fond of it myself. But do you notice a little pattern here? Every time you witness any kind of positive experience with your channel, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't go anywhere. Sorry, I just burped and so my voice like lowered a pitch. That was weird. Yeah. And so it doesn't mean squat. No matter how hard you've been working as of recently. And so one thing that I've found with this is that they are essentially running YouTube kind of like, what do I even compare it to? I can't even say a raffle. I don't even know. I think that's the biggest problem. If I can't think of an example of what to compare it to, there's most likely a problem with the system. You know why that is? Because every system that exists across all of humanity has been built off of something else. That's why they say you don't reinvent the wheel, is because the wheel already exists. You don't rebuild the wheel, you just based it off of the wheel, right? So, in other words, everything has to base off of something. YouTube's system has to be based off of something. And it just doesn't seem like it is. It doesn't make sense. Nothing about it. I analyzed the thing to death. I thought of everything I could possibly be doing wrong. When I say everything, I mean everything. Every last thing. Even just today, I looked at the tags. I was like, some of my videos don't have tags. I'll add those. I looked at, some of the categories are wrong because it defaults it to gaming, I guess, because I have background gameplay, or maybe it just defaults it to that anyways. I don't know. I changed it from gaming to entertainment because anime falls under entertainment. So I do that. So I'm micromanaging every microscopic detail of the entire channel. And yet, it doesn't seem like the algorithm... When I say it doesn't care, I mean, it's like it just doesn't function. Whatever the algorithm is, it literally makes no sense. Nothing about it even has a shred of logic. They have made a system that is supposed to be so unpredictable, it is out of human hands. It's out of the human mind to even comprehend the damn thing. Okay? I mean, it's like... It's an abstract concept at this point. Whatever the algorithm used to be, it's not that anymore. It isn't even close to that. This is the deep protege to whatever the algorithm used to be, and the protege is the worst thing ever. Nothing about... okay, let's set up a scenario here, and let's compare it to a work environment, shall we? So let me tell you guys something. When you're a manager for something, and you're trying to hire employees, who would you rather hire? The guy who is late every day, shows up only half of the days he's supposed to work, and every time he's interacting with customers, he insults them, and he often shorts them on change? Or would you rather the employee that does everything to the letter, shows up every day, is punctual, serves overtime, and persistently does... They even do your job, okay? Who would you rather hire? Well, obviously you would hire the guy who works harder, right? You wouldn't hire the guy that does work every 3 months and then expects you to pay him. So YouTube is the manager that hires the guy that turns up for work late every day and only comes to work half the time. They have paid him, and the other employee, he still works there, but he doesn't get paid. Okay? And this isn't, once again, this is not an argument about being paid or not being paid. Okay? Skip the money. We're beyond money. Okay? The money is just, it doesn't even exist. Okay? It's an abstract thing. It's literally a carrot on a stick. Okay? So forget the money. The money in this case is just an example based off of a work environment. So YouTube, essentially, does not care about consistency or upload schedule or the quality of videos. None of that matters. In fact, I'm not sure what matters. I don't know. I don't know what matters to YouTube's algorithm, if it even has an... define algorithm at this point. The thing doesn't make sense. Whatever it is, it's gone. It's gone. It doesn't work. What do I even say next? Let me just take a moment, fellas. I've been ranting, and then once I stop ranting for a second, I lose my train of thought. Let's see. Right. I remember. This is one of my biggest complaints. So, I'm probably going to clip this as well, so keep this in mind. You might see this again later. You guys can leave a silly comment. I'm fine with that. You guys can have your fun. So, I'm going to be talking about AI. So, I'm going to make, eventually, whenever I have time after digging through thousands of corpses worth of work, and etc., because YouTube, I would like to focus heavy attention on YouTube, but unfortunately, I just can't. I don't have the time for it. I have the time, I don't have enough time. Let me correct myself on that. So, I have time today, but that's because I'm procrastinating stuff I actually have to do for later. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about AI. So, with AI on YouTube, there is nothing more demoralizing than seeing thousands of AI videos constantly. Now, let me tell you guys something. And you guys have heard me say this before, I'd say generally a big advocate for AI. I like AI. I think it is one of the biggest steps for the future of technological advancement. Now, there are consequences to having it, of course, like every piece of technology, or most pieces of technology, right? Your toaster doesn't really cost humanity that much, but that's not my point. With big inventions like this, it changes a lot of things, and I'm okay with that. I like AI as a fundamental concept. I think things like Grok for research purposes are fantastic. I think things like Base 44 that can allow you to make apps and things, I think those are great. It expands creativity. It allows you to think, research, whatever you want. But there are, of course, downsides to it. One of the significant downsides is videos. Let me ask you, why would I ever want to watch a fully machine-generated thing over a human doing something? Why would I want that? A piece of entertainment. And let me tell you guys something. I think AI is superior to humans in a lot of different ways, okay? Now, not entirely right now, okay? I think the dumbest numbskull you've ever met is way, way, way worse than AI in most things. But of course, in terms of the average human, average humans are still usually better at most things. But I think that that's going to change in the future. But that's not the point. There is one thing AI cannot replace. Entertainment. Humans have mastered entertainment. In fact, I'd say it's just about the only thing humans are good for in general. Okay? That includes me, it includes anybody else. Okay? You make a machine, the machine is almost always going to do better than you at whatever you've designed it to do. But you know what the design is? The design is the creativity. The creativity spawns practicality. And in entertainment, it doesn't require practicality. It requires creativity, which is why humans are so good at it. Is because you can turn creativity, raw creativity, into something that is manifested. Okay? Look at Shakespeare's plays. They are genius. They are perfection. They really are. Okay, now I'm a big fan of Shakespeare, right? I like poems. I like plays. Did I tell you guys about that? That's for a later time. My point being, that kind of creativity is what spawns good things in this world. However, machines cannot mimic that creativity. They can mimic other things. They can mimic voices and be used for creativity. You've seen that. I use AI for the AI president's videos, okay? Where I use the presidents of the United States of America. Sorry if I'm stuttering, I'm talking fast, I'm thinking fast. My mind's going 100 miles an hour. Now, you know why I do that? It's very straightforward. I can't get Donald J. Trump or Joe Biden or Barack Obama into my house so I can have them voice act for a random YouTube video where I talk about anime and laugh about goofy hijinks, okay? That's very straightforward. Obviously, you would use a machine for that because I'm not going to get the president here. If the president's coming to my house, I'm discussing policy. I'm not going to have him, I'm not even thinking about YouTube, okay? But this is going beyond that. AI has begun to create videos just raw and straight on its own. And you know what the worst thing is? When I see a pure AI video, and also another thing, this isn't including videos like the Hassan Shock My Dog video. That is perfection. That video is fantastic. It's funny. And another thing, it's written by a human. A human still wrote all the stuff. They didn't just put in a prompt and say, hey, go do this. All the dialogue is still intricately written. That's why it works as a song. And that's why it's also catchy and you're thinking about it for like 10 hours after you hear it. Is because it's still written like a normal song. It's just the imagery and the voice is AI. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about whole entire videos that have been purely manifested using a machine. And you know what the problem with this is? There is never a point in time where I want to spend 10 hours making a video, and then I go on YouTube, and you know what the worst thing in the world to see is? A purely AI-made video that has 14 million views. And you get 100. A human that has spent time. I'm not being paid either. This is not like they're trying to shortcut me because I'm taken out of their wallet. I don't take nothing from their wallet. In fact, they probably just make money off me and I make no money off them. That's cool. I'm fine with that. I'm fine if YouTube wants to be the greatest parasite of all time on my channel. That's great. I'll serve you, I'll kiss your feet, whatever you want. But for the love of God, do not have a tin can have literally, I can't even comprehend the math for that, 10,000% more views on a video that took 20 minutes to make. Isn't that unbelievable? We have reached a point where greed is so exponential. Somebody can click a couple of buttons and that sells for entertainment. Nothing. It is nothing. And I'm not even talking, now this does sort of include those videos. I'm not even talking about the ones where it's like Star Wars, where they got whole interactions that are done fully through AI. I'm talking about, let me think, like those Bigfoot vlog videos. Yeah, they're funny, but those don't require much, right? And then it works the same way. I'm seeing videos with the UK and that Amelia figure. I think those are funny, and I like the message that they display. But the problem with it is there's no thought put into it. You know, there's nothing to it. There's no substance, no soul to it. And once again, this loops back to what I said before. I like AI. I think that it has, in a lot of cases, it feels like it has more soul than humans do. A lot of humans really suck at doing most things. But in this case, that doesn't apply. So one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to wake up in the morning, say I got to make a video, and when I go to make a video, I work off blood, sweat, and tears to dispense something I put my heart and soul into. And I'm not just talking about reviews. I'm talking about every time I have a great idea. Let me list off some ideas that I have noted down just so you guys know. Top idea, why Sid Kagano is one of the most evil anime characters, and why I hate him. That's going to be a whole thing. Trump and Biden discussed Katawa Shoujo. That's going to be another one. Let's see. Sometimes I wonder if you have scripts for your live stream yapping/rants. That's a funny thing, Pedro. One thing, few things. First of all, one way to know if somebody doesn't have a script is if they sound like they have a consistent inflection in their voice. So whenever somebody has a script in front of them, they often read monotone because they're reading, they're not announcing. I think the best way to tell this is watch my Spy X Family review video. I think you already have, but if you watch like a clip of it, okay, you don't have to rewatch the whole thing. You can tell when I'm reading off a script and when I'm not. Now, in that case, I needed a script because I had it's 3 seasons in a movie. I can't think of every single thing that happened in the show off the top of my head and comments off it. So I need bullet points and things to read off of. What else? The video with my dear friend Nokotan, I did the same thing, except in that I had even more detail. But then take another one of my videos, like any of my Gmod videos, take Right Now, for say, you can tell I'm stuttering. I often have to think about what I'm going to say next. But when I start talking, I'm talking. And this is another thing as well. Rewatching the whole thing right now. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. But, what was it? Just like that. You can tell. Once I get interrupted, then I can't think. But while I'm going, I'm going. And also, this reminds me of something. I'm going to get on a little side tangent, or side track real quick. I did like a mock job interview. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, because today's Saturday. So I did one yesterday, and we had a minute-long timer to see if we could come up with stuff to say. And the question was, what is your greatest strength? And it had to apply to the job. Now, we weren't given a specific job to apply it to, yet I was able to think of everything that I needed to say for the full minute. And it all actually flowed, made sense. I only, I'd stutter a little bit, but not significantly. I didn't say or like all that much. And then once it was finished, 2 of my group members said, "I hate you." Because whenever they did it, they stuttered and had a bunch of pauses and stuff. And that's not to, blow my own horn or whatever. I'm just applying that to you, saying sometimes I wonder if you have a script, and I'm telling you, I don't need a script. My entire YouTube, basically the majority of my channel, I'd say 99% of it, is completely improvised. Everything is improvised. Even the funniest moments in a lot of videos are improvised stuff that happens. In fact, I'd say all of the funniest stuff on my channel is unintentional. Or intentional at a given moment, but not pre-planned, if that makes sense. So only a few jokes that are in like the Spy X Family video, those are planned because I have them on paper. Like the Kane's Wrath ones, those ones were put in bullet points. But whenever I'm talking just in general, then I'm just going off the top of my head. And I want that to be another note to what I'm talking about here. A human can come up with anything to say if they are funny and good enough at thinking. With a machine, you know what you can do? You can sit back for 10 hours and slowly type every single thing, like Stephen Hawking, into the prompt. And it's going to work all the same. You don't have to think. You don't have to work. You just let it do its thing. And so, I don't remember much of what my central point was, where I was going with it. But the level of effort that you have to exert is ridiculous to compete. And you can't compete. Oh, right, I was going to read off some of my other ideas. Let's see. What is the canon route of making Lovers, the visual novel game? Let's see. What if blank was in the Danganronpa universe? I'm planning on turning that into a series. So like the SCP Foundation or CIA. CIA would naturally be in it, but they don't apply it. So yeah. Let's see. Another video, my top 10 favorite anime. It's a very simple one, but I think it would be fun because I have different opinions, things like that, than most people. Best romance anime main characters tier list. That's another one. Very simple. I'm going to do it. I have another idea as well. That I just had, in fact, which is making a tier list for most charismatic main characters updated. And it's going to apply to all main characters, not just the ones that I had last time, like all the male main characters, so I'm going to include more generally. Then I'm going to do another one, which is how annoying they are, things like that. Anyways, so, I'm drawing a blank on where I was. I don't know how loud I've been. It's okay. But, anyways, I'm bothered. I'm bothered by how hard it is. I'm bothered by how much work you have to put in. And it's not just about the work. The work is okay. If I were overworked near death, that would be okay. If anybody, were to kneel down and say, "You're doing a good job," that would be great. Now, you guys are here, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it especially this time. If it were not for Yukari, Austin, Pedro, WX is a little different because I'm friends with him in real life, so that's kind of to be expected. That's a separate thing. Dodge, who else? Asher, all of them, even Jacob, he doesn't tune in that much, but when he does, he's there as well. I at least recognize that he's been here multiple times. All of those people, or I should say all of you people, since some of you are here, some aren't here, that's why I'm addressing it more generally. You guys are the reason I keep making videos. I don't give up. Is because I think when I wake up in the morning, I'm being serious, when I wake up in the morning, I think, what kind of video can I make that these guys are going to be able to make a joke about? Every time Yukari makes a stupid joke with the numbers 6, 7, it annoys me because I hate that joke. But I'm glad because he gets to comment that on my video. he gets to say that, joke around, and say whatever he wants. He wants to put random jihadist propaganda in my Discord server. It's real stupid. And I say, hey, put that in the aristocrat section. But he can do it. He can do it because he's in the space where that is fun to do. It is entertainment. Everything here is centered around entertainment. That is the value of the industry, is freedom. It is creativity. But what happens when you've contaminated that is what you look at on YouTube here. It is everywhere. You have nothing but the same thing. You know how many times I have opened YouTube and I have seen the text, "It's over," on a video thumbnail? I want you guys to look up commentary YouTube channels and tell me how many times you see white text with a bold outline that says, "It's over." The fact that I'm able to even know that line specifically, it's such a random line at that, shows how repetitive it is. It is redundant too. And that's the worst part. It is redundancy. It has been made redundant, and because it's redundant, the creative ideas, the ones that don't exist prior to you making them, they don't get noticed because it's all the same thing. In an ocean, how are you supposed to see a starfish floating on the surface? Where are you going to see it? Near the shore? Where on the shore? Where are you standing? You got miles upon miles of land. Are you going to look out with binoculars and just see a starfish? No, of course not. And that's what we are here. We're the starfish. Everything else, that's the ocean. You can't see into the ocean. It's endless. It's all the same. It's repetitive. Let's see. I responded to that with 61. Good one, Austin. Let's see. Pegasus with Mr. Beast. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Because I'd prefer not to know what it means, honestly. All that stuff, and he's the top YouTuber. I'd say big reason he's the top YouTuber is money. He has the money to keep it going. Now, that isn't to say necessarily that he isn't entertaining. I'm sure he is. I don't watch him, so I can't make a judgment, which is why I'm not saying he is or isn't. But he is certainly not, as a matter of fact, I do know this, he is not the most entertaining person on the platform, right? Markiplier, I'd say, is infinitely more, but he has a modicum of the subscribers. And this isn't to glaze Mark, okay? My point being, creativity is not a factor here. It isn't anymore. I don't know when it stopped being a factor. Now, you could reference Jacksepticeye when he said Mr. Beast ruined YouTube. That was back, well, I don't remember when he said that, but Mr. Beast, his rise to fame was like 2018, 2019, something like that. You can tie the decline of YouTube's creativity to that kind of thing, but I'm not so sure he's the cause of it necessarily. I don't know. That's another thing. So much has been targeted towards children because a lot of children's media is repetitive stuff. And I don't know what they get out of doing that, but I don't know. And you could say they're cultivating a generation of people that are going to be dependent on YouTube or whatever, right? But it just, I don't know. And that's the thing that bothers me. It doesn't, and I've said this, if I haven't said this, guys, I'm going to say this now. I'm not sure if I said this before or not. When it comes to anything in this world, I do not care about how evil it is or what it is doing to somebody, if it's me, somebody else, whatever. I don't care about that. I care if it makes sense. For example, think of school systems, okay? School system, now, personally, I hate school systems more than anything to ever exist in this entire universe. I think that they're basically glorified slavery. We're not going to get into that. I think schools are miserable. But you know how schools are defended as a fundamental thing? They teach you things. They exist to educate you. Miss the party? Don't worry, Yukari, you didn't miss the ramp. So schools exist to educate you, right? So, yo, what's up, chat? Oh, WX and Yukari showed up at the same time. I'm in the middle of a rant. It's been going on for like 30 minutes. Lock in and take a seat. So, let's see. Schools exist to educate people. That's the explanation for why they exist. So, basically what I'm saying is it does not matter how torturous, miserable, or otherwise, how many deaths, how much misery, how many people drop out of school, how much pain is caused by school systems. Well, that pain, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter, because the overall positive effect of it is supposedly, and this is more of a societal construct, not my personal opinion on it, the end goal is better. It is a logical thing. The logic is that it works, therefore it is. Look at let's say military spending. Now, do I personally, as a taxpayer, not that I am a taxpayer right now, but when I am a taxpayer, as a taxpayer, would I want to have all of my money, would I want to spend hundreds of dollars on things? Well, of course I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on things, but some of my money is going to, let's say, the military. Well, the military protects me, so it doesn't matter if I don't like to pay money. The military can go out and do every evil thing known to man. They can wipe out thousands. They can blow up oil fields. They can harm civilians, torture people. They do it throughout history, all the time, okay? And you are paying them. Now, that's okay. You know why it's okay? Because in the grand scheme of things, it is a logical construct to have militaries, because humans can't coexist with each other peacefully. So militaries make sense. That's why I'm okay with them existing. That's why people subconsciously are okay with them existing. Now, let me just take a breath. Let's apply this to YouTube. The algorithm makes so little sense that it bothers me. If the algorithm was looking at who can make me the most money, who works the hardest, who is going to work for the lowest reward, just like in any sort of work environment, okay? They want to hire the illegal immigrant versus you because they can hire the illegal for cheaper, pay them basically nothing, and the illegal is never going to argue with them. YouTube, you'd think, would want the illegal. But they don't, and they also don't want the legitimate worker either. They don't want anybody. What, like, really? They want the kiosk. YouTube wants the kiosk. Well, does the kiosk have supervision? Is there a maintenance team for the kiosk? Well, no. So they just want the kiosk? Yeah. That's it. They just want the kiosk. So what do you work? What is there to work with? How do I beat the kiosk? I can't. There's no way to beat the kiosk. It's just that's what they want. So that's what they're going to get. They're the toddler that wants the pony. They want so badly to have a pony, no matter how many times their parents tell them, hey, you can't ride a horse, stupid, or hey, we need a saddle, or hey, ponies are too expensive. The toddler won't listen. They want the pony. They want it so bad. And if they do get the pony, you know what they do with it? They throw it away. And they want another pony. That's YouTube. They want a pony. And the pony don't exist. And so here we are. Here we are. We are the illegal. Not literally, don't call ICE. In this metaphorical case, that is what we are. We are the one willing to work dirt cheap. In fact, so dirt cheap, it's free. I am free. I've made literally 200 and something videos. Okay, that includes shorts and full videos. And I've made live streams, and every single video is fully edited. There is a single video on this channel, only one, that hasn't been edited entirely. It was only one single thing, part of it was edited, and that was the OBS booting up at the beginning. And that's my Five Nights at Freddy's, whatever the Gmod video was. It's like 40 minutes long or something, where I'm in the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. That's the only video on this channel that hasn't been fully edited. And the quality is still good. In fact, the quality is better than most of the old videos, which it followed all the old videos because it was my first time using that style, or relatively first time. So, essentially, what I am saying with this, every single video is hours and hours and hours of effort. All of them are filled with passion. I have watched tens, when I say tens, I mean tens, of TV shows for the sake of YouTube. Many TV shows. I had a blast watching them. Now, some kind of sucked, but I kept watching them. Just like My Dear Friend Nokotan. I mean, it was alright. I didn't think it sucked, per se, but it was not something I would want to watch. But here's the thing. You know why I kept watching it even after I felt like I had to stomach the rest of it? Is because of YouTube. I thought I'm going to make a theory video on this and it's going to be good. And I'm going to have a blast. You know who else thought of the theories for Shikanoko? Nobody. Not a single person thought of those theories. There was one theory I saw online that was similar to my pagan god theory. And that was it. And it wasn't even identical. It was just similar. It was comparing her to some other entity that exists. But you know what they didn't do? They didn't have 4 theories packed into a video. Arguably 5. 4 officially, 5 you could come up with the 5th one. Nobody did that. You know how many it got? 171 people. Now, let's compare that to Rinky Dink. Rinky Dink used his AI to generate a video that is 6 minutes long, has horrifyingly bad quality. The quality is so bad, in fact, I mean, it's gross. It's like a 1990s kids cartoon with bad CGI. And you're wondering, why did they use CGI in a kids show? And that's what they got on YouTube. And they're pumping them out. And so they got this garbage quality. The thumbnail, they didn't even make a thumbnail. They just took a part of the video. That's it. So they got a garbage thumbnail. They got a garbage quality on their video. The title is alright, but it's not great. And there's no soul, passion, or time put into the video. So, what? Now, this is where we get into the algorithm. It's okay if Rinky Dink made his video and it sucked and it's just there. I'm fine with that. I'm fine if I see 20 views and I say, well, let's say that's 5 more than mine. Let's say he gets 120 views and I got 110. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I'm like, alright, it's just 10 more. It's just chance. People still saw my video. But what I don't want to see, what I never want to see, is 14 million, or 10 million, or 12 million saw Rinky Dink's Rinky Dink video, and then I see 100 on mine. Now, once again, it is not about you having the low number. It is about something that is utterly worthless having a higher number. That's the thing. It's the lack of logic. Now we go to the algorithm. So, when Rinky Dink makes all these videos, do you know what YouTube eventually does? It pays him. It pays him to make these Rinky Dink videos. So, why would you let somebody... I mean, think of it this way. If I had to work for a year to get a raise, the company that is giving me the raise saved money because they didn't have to pay me that amount that I got raised to every single day. Now take it, these people, they get a raise every week. So tell me, you're the company. Why would you want to give somebody a raise every week? Why would you pay them that much money for nothing? They didn't work for it. They didn't try hard. In fact, they do the opposite of try hard. They are lazy, worthless workers. And not only are you paying them, period, you didn't fire them, they still work for you for some reason. Not only did you not fire them, you were in fact giving them more and more money progressively. So, in other words, they are dishing out money more so than they would with me. They would have to pay me, let's say, $10. They have to pay this guy $200. And I don't even want the money. I'm telling you, hey, you don't need to pay me, but don't pay Rinky Dink. That's all I'm asking. If you don't want to pay anybody, that's cool, that's chill. But if you're paying Rinky Dink and not paying you, what are we doing? I mean, we're serious? It's ridiculous. It's outrageous. And this is the thing. The algorithm loves the useless. They love them. They love people that can't think of something to do. So they do, let's say, a 6-minute video. They do a 6-minute video where they ramble about, pick a topic, any topic. Let's say, let me think of something. Let's say ICE, just because that's a popular political topic to talk about right now. So they pick a video about ICE. They talk about ICE for 6 minutes. Now, I can't even begin to talk about and begin to think of how many of these crackheads I've seen where they got their long beard, they're in their car, and they're talking about some sort of political topic. And the video's 6 minutes long, terrible quality, terrible audio, no background music, no thought. And then they start talking, and you go, whoa, this guy's a moron. They got no thumbnail. Okay, the thumbnail's just apart from the video, which is them with their mouth hanging open. They got nothing. And their title is like, these guys are done. ... That's their title. And you know what they get? The algorithm, it gets down on its hands and knees. And it sucks those toes one by one. Clip that out of context, I dare you. And it does that for every single one of these crackhead morons. Every one of them. It does it every time. And then I look and I see, I've referenced him before, I see the homie Damien. He makes anime videos. He's got a nice microphone. He's got nice setup. He's got passion in what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. He's got all these shows, all these movies, this manga, all these books that he's read and done. He's done it all. He does music. He knows music. He goes through all that. He's got the creativity. And you know what he gets? 10,000 views. 10,000 for all that. I'm seeing his videos. Some get a little higher, some get a little lower. He's getting 10,000, 12,000, 25,000, 30,000. He ain't getting 1 million. Not when he deserves 1 million, no. He's getting 10,000. Now, why is that? Why are we seeing that? Any guesses, fellas? Because I'm lost. Why would they want to pay somebody for doing nothing when they could pay somebody less for doing something that gives them money? And this is where my frustration comes in. It doesn't make sense. There's no logic. If the company wants to scam me, then scam me. Don't do nothing. Don't offer me your hand and then slap my hand. They're like the weird... I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like some weird kid with a major mental illness where, like, he doesn't even have malicious intentions. He doesn't want to stab you with the knife he's holding. He instead wants you to reach your hand out so he can tap the palm of your hand with the bottom of the knife. He's not even trying to hurt you. He's just that weird. That's what the algorithm is. It's so illogical. I can't even, I can't believe it. I can't comprehend it. There's no logic to it. No matter how hard I think about it, there's nothing I can even think of to explain why it does what it does. Like, does it want to promote AI? If it wants to promote AI, that's fine. But have it as a different section, or just have advertisements for AI. You know, I see Base 44 ads. That's cool. I don't like getting ads, but that's what advertising's for. But your platform makes money off of creativity. Why would you kill creativity? I don't get it. I can't even say it's greed, because greed, it's about making money, and they're making less money. I don't get it. I don't understand. They're not saving money. They're giving more money away. It's like they have brain damage. Do you guys have anything? Because I'm lost. And you know one thing for sure? You guys have not heard a speech like this. I guarantee you that. once I'm on a roll, I'm on a roll. I'm gonna take a breath. I probably need some water, but I don't have any in my room. Just pop my back. See what you guys are saying. I don't even know what to clip from this. I know one thing I'm gonna clip. I don't know the rest. Because there's too much to clip. I guess I could put together like a 3-minute short or something, but I don't know. I still got big videos I want to make, and the big videos require more to do. You know, shorts are just, it's just a side thought. I'll just read this old comment from Yukari. He said, remember that the mass-posted AI things are usually a big connected bot cycle. All the bots flood to these channels and sub to each other, so the original creator who made them gets a bunch of money. And, yeah, and that's just allowed. And it's pretty obvious to tell what bot channels are and which ones aren't. It's as simple as having one real human needs to look on the platform. They don't need to browse the platform. They need to just look up AI something. It could be anything, honestly. They look it up. They take a look. They say, oh, yeah, this is a bot channel. And that's it. Takes all but 10 seconds. And I'd understand it if these people were like government. You know, if this was the IRS or the post office, they're lazy. What do you expect, right? Or USPS or something. But no, they're YouTube. They're a company. They're a private organization. What are we doing? Like, why are we being lazy? There isn't tomorrow. There isn't the week after. This is today. Figure it out today. What are you getting paid for? And that's another thing. Why even have workers if they're not doing anything? Why not just fire them all and have the bot do it? It's like they're wasting money. And I don't get it. You know, if they were reaping my money, if they wanted to take my money, I understand it. Everybody's trying to take your money. But they're not. They're doing something weirder. I don't know. I don't know. So there you guys go. There's a reason I titled this thing the way I did. Also, I like the thumbnail I made for this one. Last stream, I kind of just threw something together for the thumbnail. You know, because I was in a rush and everything. With the streams, I usually take less time on thumbnails. If it's a video, you guys have no idea how much I overthink thumbnails. For the My Dress Up Darling review I did, that thumbnail legitimately took me like 40 minutes because I kept overthinking, would people like this, would people not like this? Let's see. Yukari said, YouTube lets bots moderate the platform, but the bots get confused when seeing other bots, despite maybe being designed to find bots and doesn't mark it, but will attack me for copyrighted content. Yeah, and then they don't attack or don't, you know, ban people that are literally spewing terrorist propaganda. You know, it's like Yukari, you posted the thing of the Taliban, and some dude was like praising them. I was like, okay, what are we doing here? I can't play a not even 1 minute. Let me think. It was like 20-second clip of an anime, and I go re-edit the video. I don't know. I don't want to be purely negative. I don't want to complain. I know people get real sick of hearing whines and complaints, but whenever I complain about something on this channel, I'm complaining about anime or a show. I'm talking about shallow things, right? I'm complaining just for the sake of entertainment. In this case, I gotta say something. And this isn't so everybody can share it with, I mean, if you want to, go ahead. You can share it with YouTube or whatever else. This is so I can say, this is why I'm mad. This is why I am frustrated. When you guys are talking about, you know, playing Helldivers, I want to play Helldivers with you guys. I want to stream, things like that. But the videos, they take so long. And I'm always wondering in the back of my head, is this even going to matter? Is anybody going to see it? Because I'm not even sure if they are. Sometimes, I mean, and that's another thing too. my version of success on YouTube is very different from the usual version of success. When I see 960 views on a video, I say, wow, I did a great job. I'm glad it got that high. And then you stop and think, you say, 960? When you see 1,000, you go, wow, that guy's a small channel. So 960, that's my second highest in regular videos. Think about that for a second. That's nothing. That's dirt. That's sticks and picks. Let's see, what's this? Yukari said, YouTube let me post pro-Bosch, I can't even pronounce that, propaganda as a short, and I think that's great. Don't know who that is, but I'm sure, I'm just going to look it up right now. It's not like I'm doing anything else. By the way, I'm probably changing the title of this video, or stream, I mean, when it turns into a video. Just because the majority of this stream, just so you guys know, for everybody that isn't Pedro and wasn't here before, so the reason I started, well, I was planning on ranting anyways, but I died early in Left 4 Dead, way earlier than expected. So I just decided I'd start talking. What is this? Oh, yeah, it's a Syrian leader. That makes sense for Yukari. Yep. Alright. He loves his propaganda. I know Yukari's there. WX, Pedro, Austin. I don't know if Asher's there, but Asher. Any thoughts? Anything? You guys can just type no. That's fine too. Can you guys even hear the music in the game? I know Yukari's there. I don't think so, but I think it's good. Also, I just want to say something, guys. Me being able to vent and complain, thanks. I feel a lot better, actually. Because I got to complain nice and plenty. And when that's another thing. I was allowed to go on a tirade. Usually when I'm complaining, I get somebody sidetracks me or interrupts me or something like that. With this, I'm able to just clear my mind, get everything out, say it all. And if you guys want to clip something that I've said, go ahead and clip it. You are fully welcome. Heck, you can take the credit. Yes, and that's a big thing, is humility. It isn't about money. It isn't about credit. It's just, I just want people to see my stuff. That's it. That's all I want. I need, if it were 1,000 people per video, I'd be happy forever. You don't need to pay me money. You don't need to say, oh, here's your watch hours, here's your advertisements. Screw that. You don't need to say, oh, yeah, I remember who came up with with this video. That'd be cool, yeah. But you don't need to do that. But if 1,000 people saw every single video, and I mean exactly 1,000, it doesn't even have to be 1,200 or 300 or whatever. If it were 1,000 per video, that's 1,000 people, and I mean all the way through. I don't mean watch 10 seconds of the video. But 1,000 people watched each video all the way through. Dude, that'd be legendary. That'd be perfect. But you don't get that. And I want you guys to remember, this is going to be a bitter pill to swallow in case you haven't already swallowed it. You can also take that out of context. I'm sure it'll be funny. And this is kind of the message I have to say here, which is, remember, those who work for things never get those things. You are always gifted things. Those who do not work are gifted things. Those who work get nothing. That's the sad reality. Working hard, it's a delusion. It is. A lot of the time it is. Now, working hard can make you feel good. That's always good to be. It is good to be a hardworking person because it means you are keeping yourselves alive. That's what matters. With this entertainment, I love doing this. This is what I live for, is to entertain, to do this kind of thing. Now, sure, I'm going to go off, get a job, whatever, make money, but that's besides the point. This here, this is what I like to do. I like to watch anime, I like to talk about it. Or if I watch a Star Wars movie, whenever that Mando and Grogu movie comes out, I'm probably going to make a video on it. It's not anime. I don't care. I love Star Wars. Do something like that? Sure. But the big thing is, I want to see hard work pay off. And the sad truth is, hard work almost never pays off. And this isn't a recent thing either. That's pretty common. People like to judge and base things off of the times and say, wow, our time period sucks a whole lot worse than other time periods. Now, I would make that argument for the education system, okay, because we all know I hate that. I'd say, well, man, I miss the Middle Ages when, schools were completely voluntary and totally centered around religion and basic skills, right? And most people didn't go or couldn't go or whatever, right? But in terms of things like morality, people always say like, oh, people now are more greedy, more evil. They're not. It's the same as it's always been. You can just tell because the internet exists, so you can see them now. There's glass now. You replace the wall. It's no longer drywall, it's glass. So now you, instead of just hearing them, you can see them too. And you go, oh, yep, that's an evil man right there. And so, yeah. And that's one of the harsh realities of humanity. Hard work never mattered. That doesn't. It does for some people. Working hard is good. But there's a reason celebrities exist. Celebrities exist because getting to that position is next to impossible. And there's a lot of shortcuts, and I feel like I don't need to tell you guys this, but a lot of illegal activity that has to be done to get to that position. I don't know one okay, first of all, no politician ever got there legitimately. There's always illegal activity somewhere, even if it's minor. Celebrities, especially in Hollywood, 99% of them have done illegal things. Okay, and I'm not talking about petty theft. I'm talking about, fraud, trafficking, things like that. Let's see. I probably will take a lot of this rant and make a video talking with it. You are fully welcome to do that, Yukari. You have my full permission. If YouTube gives you some crap, oh, I got that. Yeah. Let's see. It's better to be content than to be happy. Yeah, because then when you're sad, you realize you're sad. When you're content, it is what it is. What illegal activity? No. I'm talking about celebrities, Pedro. I mean, name a celebrity that you can think of that hasn't been mentioned in the Epstein files or something else, right? They're freaking everywhere. And that just happens to be the most common one. That's not even including, any celebrity that's committed murder or kidnapping or freaking fraud. Tax evasion. Tax evasion is another thing. People don't think much of tax evasion. In fact, we glorify it a lot. But tax evasion, the very act of doing that is cheating ahead of other people. It's cheating the system to get an advantage. It's just a matter of getting those people to get away with it. See, illegal activity? You mean like my time in Africa, as Yukari said? Would you poach ivory? You can't be doing that, Yukari. Well, you guys type out comments. I'm going to say that Don review, I'm a third of the way through. I spent 7 hours today working on that video. By the way, that's not including the time I was working on it and took breaks, okay? Because I took, let's see, before I worked on the video, I played some Bloons Monkey Tower Defense for like 30 minutes. That's the first thing. Later, I took a shower, and then twice went to the bathroom real quick just to urinate. Those were my breaks. And then one time was to eat dinner. That was it. That was literally it. The rest of it was 7 straight hours of editing, and I'm, 15 minutes in? And the video is, right now, 40 minutes. So, if I cut down more stuff, it might be 39 or 38 minutes. But then that means I got another freaking 5 hours worth of work, right? And then I gotta add the music. The music is the worst part of editing. It's what I dread every time, is background music. It's miserable. Because you gotta edit it together, change the volume, play it through. It's a nightmare. Let's see. BTD mentioned goated game. Let's see. What no? I was texting dramatically. Here's an example of what no. Oh. No, in Africa, I learned how to make cool fireworks. Sup, fellas? Asher, you just missed the most legendary rant of my entire YouTube career. If you want to, okay, you can either play the live stream back, or you can watch it after, or if Yukari makes a video about it, you can watch the video. I just went on a huge rant about AI, about working hard, about creativity, about YouTube. Yeah. And you know what I think is funny, fellas? Whenever I turn my brain off, well, I call it turning my brain off. It's actually the opposite. I'm thinking better because I let my subconscious take over. The conscious mind has a tendency to overthink everything, and so you become anxious, you think too hard about what you're going to say. Whenever I let my subconscious take over, that's why I'm able to think of whatever it is on the spot, is because, you know, it's just, I'm just thinking and going with it. Or I'm not thinking, I'm just going with what I feel. And what I feel is almost pretty much always according to a logical standing. Because otherwise, feeling is pointless. Let's see, Asher said I was playing VR chat. Oh, that's cool. You should be disappointed in yourself, is what Pedro said. I am. You know the funniest thing about this stream? I intended this stream to be an hour and 20 minutes of me lazily playing Left 4 Dead and maybe ranting a little bit here and there. This turned into, I'm not even going to lie, guys, this might have been my favorite or like third favorite stream. I had a lot of fun. Even though I was complaining and very negative a lot of the time. I have said this many, many times before, which is naturally I am a negative person. So being negative makes me feel happy. Well, not quite. Depends on what I'm being negative of. Am I just complaining or am I miserable? Because if I'm miserable, it just sucks. But, you know, if you're complaining, that's fine. Let's see. Oh, I guess, sorry, I'm looking at our live streams. Helldivers collab was the best. Yeah, that one's still. Oh, there's some other good ones in here. I know the Clone Drone one, the Totally Relaxed stream, that one might have been my favorite, hands down. I think that one still is. That was where my Thanos rant was in. There was the Killer Bean stream. I had fun with that. Mostly because it was a movie. That kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cheating. Pedro said he never heard of VR chat? How's that even possible? I guess if you don't play it, that makes sense, but... Looking over the live streams, I realized I really enjoyed all of these. I think there are only 2 live streams I didn't enjoy, which was, let's see, that'd be the, which one was it? Let me see. Okay, it was Please Remain Calm was one of them. That's one where I rage quit at the end with the atomic rainbow. WX was the only one there for that. And then, let's see, what else was there? Probably, maybe Uma Musume versus Zombies. I mean, you guys like that one, so that makes me a little bit happier about it, but I was pretty tired and pretty cranky during that one, so it's not my best work. So yeah. Whew, the Killer Bean stream was peak fiction. I know it was. It was indeed. I think my favorite part of that whole movie was the moment where you guys have seen the clip before. I have it in a short and I have it in the 2025 compilation, which is me laughing while the one random bean is just emptying this fully automatic weapon and he never stops. And I'm like, dude, he's still shooting. That guy has a bottomless magazine. Let's see, everyman, have you heard of a silent voice? Yes, I have, I believe. Let me just check. Oh, yep, I've heard of a silent voice. Oh, themes of bullying, redemption, and mental health. Do you remember that thing I explained earlier about how I tend to prefer positive things because the world is miserable enough? Yeah, that kind of plays into that. Vegan shoots cappuccino. I was wrong. Yeah, that dude, the moment with him shooting cappuccino, that was probably the funniest moment in the entire movie. Like, I personally like the moment where I said he's still shooting, but that's just because video-wise I thought it was funny, but in terms of actual comedy, that was the funniest part of the movie, the thing you just mentioned. Just because it was so abrupt, and the ragdoll physics were great. Yukari, your content makes me laugh because some of it is BS. That's what Asher said, not me. Let's see. Ooh, that gives me an idea. Austin said it has a really happy ending. Oh. Okay, then I'll check it out. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm imagine somebody knocking on my door, I guess. I don't know what the heck that was. Okay. Anyways, what was I gonna say? My throat's starting to hurt, so I'm not gonna keep this up for too much longer. Let me think. Right, I was gonna reply to, let's see, was it Yukari? Oh yeah, it was Yukari. Well, okay, it was in reply to what Asher said, but I was going to speak to Yukari. Sorry, everyman, that was me. Oh, knocking on my door? I thought so. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Also, I've started making Helldivers shorts, and they're getting like 1.5 thousand views and 19 likes average. Nice, man. I'm glad to hear that. I know whenever Asher and you guys play Helldivers, it's a good time, so it's good to see you guys putting that out there. Dude, my voice is starting to crack because I've been talking for so long. So we're going to wrap this up real soon, but I want to address Yukari real quick before we end this. I wanted to say to Yukari, kind of in reference to what Asher said about some of his video ideas, I don't think I don't think Yukari's video ideas are bad ones. I think that they're all good ones. One thing I will say to Yukari, though, this reminded me of, you know how I said I was going to do that video talking about a certain topic in anime? Well, you gave me your opinion on that, and I can tell you're very determinate about a lot of your beliefs, and that's something that I think reflects easily in your videos. One thing I will say, though, for my content is I'm a lot more general. I don't want to say I'm objective because I'm very biased in a lot of things, and to say I'm objective is very full of myself. Like, yes, I am the logic source. Nothing else can beat me. You know, it's obvious I'm biased. I'll tell you when I'm biased, too. So, one thing, though, is whenever I'm covering a topic like that, I want to speak generally, and I don't want to be super negative towards it. So I personally don't think it bothers me. We know the topic that I'm talking about, right? And so that sort of thing, that doesn't bother me. In fact, I think it's funny a lot of the time when it's presented. It's a matter of whether you take the topics too seriously or not, right? Because I still remember on this guy left a comment, and the poll isn't there anymore just because, you know, it ran its course. But this guy left a comment on one of my posts. I don't know if it was a post or a poll. I think it was a post. This guy left a comment on one of my posts, and he gave me this long tirade about something happened to his sister over anime and things like that. And he was talking about why I should not make videos on it. And I was like, okay, dude, you go talk to somebody and you don't talk to me. because I can't help you. That it's as simple as that. And so in relation to this kind of thing, a lot of people take things too seriously. And I don't do that. Now, I take things seriously when it applies to people, such as the thing I spent literally an hour talking about earlier, but that's because that affects thousands of people. Well, okay, it affects millions, but it really bothers thousands of people that are trying to make content. Yes. And so, what was it? Yeah, so I don't want to take things too seriously. We'll talk more about that at a later time, though, whenever I'm around that video. Any lasting thoughts before we end this off? Just waiting. Dude, my throat hurts so badly. I ate uranium is what Asher said. Welcome to the uranium tier. Help. I ate radium. Alright, we're done here. Thanks, guys, for tuning into the stream. Pedro, you were first here. Good job. WX Analyst, hope you didn't fall asleep. Glad you tuned in, too. I timed this specifically for you. Let's see. If you didn't see the paragraph I sent about my subscribers, go read it. It's not some flex. It's a genuine statement. You might have missed it, even if it's sent. It did not send. You can, you can say it in Discord. I'm going to end the stream off because I need to stop talking. My throat's hurting. I'm glad this stream was longer than expected. What else? Than I expected. I talked about a lot of good stuff in this. If any of you, and I mean any of you, decide you want to clip something from this video, go ahead. I will not be mad. In fact, I will heavily encourage it because I think that would be great. I'm going to make some shorts out of this video too. Don't worry, you're not stealing my audience if you make a short out of something I'm going to make a short out of. I doubt it's going to be edited the same either, so yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of you being present. I appreciate the work you guys put in to help me. You guys help set up the Discord server, stuff like that. And yeah, that's really all I got to say in this time. If you guys want to say something in Discord, then feel free. That is all for this time. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and I will see you all in the next video.